Hi, Ken from MakeTech here. In this video, we're going to have a look at Fable 5 versus GPT 5.5. So you might have seen in the news, US government essentially forced Anthropic to limit or pull Fable 5 from the list of models you can use. So I won't go into more detail on that, but that's the situation we're in. Luckily, before Anthropic pulled Fable 5 from the list of models, I used it to make a C++ library for robotics. I also ran the same prompt in ChatGPT. Before I go into too much detail about how they performed, I'll just explain, without going into too much detail of the specs, how I created the prompt and a bit of background there. Obviously I've done a lot of robotics projects and study and work over the last 10 years or so, and I wanted to make a library that was significantly more powerful than what existed currently, combining a few things together and enabling small, cheap microcontroller units like the Arduino Nano V3, for example. It's about $10 to run like 8 axes at once smoothly, even up to like running them quite fast at say 3000 RPM, with nice smooth acceleration still and synchronized stopping and spline moves and all the nice fancy features you'd want on a nice robotics project. So getting all that into one single library was the sort of task that I had from this long chat. So this long chat that I already had in ChatGPT was from last year. I came back to it with GPT 5.5 and said, right, let's make a prompt that I'm going to use in a new chat to create this library. And I was, gave it a bit of detail about like, make sure it has this. Write the prompt. And I found that method's quite good. It's like a 2-stage prompt engineering is essentially what I call it. So I wrote the prompt, 3,000 words plus it put into this prompt, big one. So then I started a new chat in ChatGPT, 5.5 high, paste that in there, ran that. And then I went to Fable 5, ran that. Yeah, they both chugged away for quite a while. Yeah, the result was quite interesting. So the size of I'll just look at the size first. So library A was Fable 5. You can see that's 76 kilobytes. And then library B that's ChatGPT 5.5. That's 48 kilobytes. And you can see there's actually more files in that one, but I think some of them are like empty placeholders. To generate this web page, I started a new chat in GPT 5.5, put both libraries in the chat and just said, compare these, focus on the differences, and present the report as a HTML. And it knows that I like the dark mode and just did this web page. So anyway, going back down here, so this bar graph thing down here, I guess you can sort of think of that as like a score. So Fable 5, kind of like an A+. Maybe you could take off a little bit of the score because there was one potential edge case bug in the an if statement in the compiler. So when you change, if you change one of the variables, the way it compiles might have an issue. But in the GPT 5.5 version, it was a little bit less fancy, I guess you could say. It would still, they both work. But yeah, GPT 5.5 is a little bit less fancy. Yeah, I guess that's probably just the easiest way to sum it up. Some of the features that are in this Fable 5 one are really quite amazing, like really advanced acceleration processing. Without going into too much detail, it's quite impressive. So yeah, I can scroll down further on this page, but it's not really, it's just going to get too into the weeds, and people don't care about robotics algorithms, right? Maybe they do, but not in this video. So anyway, the takeaway is, if people are questioning whether Fable 5 was really that powerful, and they're saying things like, oh, it's Anthropic's fault for hyping it up and saying we're holding back this model because it's too dangerous, like as if that's not true. Well, I believe it was true. And how powerful was it really? Well, it's significantly more powerful than GPT 5.5, and that's my evidence is right here. So yeah, and there is another tier in ChatGPT, the $300 a month. So that's not really comparing apples to apples though. Like that's, you know, you're paying for a lot more compute, I guess, with the same model. Maybe it's got a different harness or whatever, like more agents. But yeah, you're paying for more compute. It's a different comparison if you were comparing that expensive tier ChatGPT to Fable 5. Yeah, thinking about it from that perspective. Yeah, Fable 5 and Mythos genuinely was, from my testing, genuinely was just on another level. Yeah, that's why, one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video was, yeah, because people are saying stuff that I just think is not true. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out as well, because there's another tangent point of view is how it's going to affect the other companies. So are they going to even release models now? Are they going to hold back? What are they going to focus on with their training? Are they going to try and make models that are at that threshold where the government's not going to say you can't release that? Like they have to aim for exactly that, where it's not going to get held back by the government, and then optimize for that. So you make it as cheap as possible, but only that smart. And, you know, or do they go to another country, you know, like is Anthropic going to go, all right, we're going to just move to Taiwan and do a deal with NVIDIA or something? You know, who knows? It's like, yeah, there's a lot of money at play and a lot of power and stuff. Yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, we'll see what happens. That's all speculation from there on, but yeah, the clock's ticking, so we'll see. Anyway, leave it there for that one. Catch you in the next one. Bye.